So now we have the solution, which is your masterpiece team. And there's a few different layers to this. And what I invite you to imagine right now is that you are in the middle. There's a circle in the middle, that's where you are at. And there's a circle around you. And then there's a greater circle around you. These are the different circles, these are different rings around your masterpiece team. So let's take a look at what are the seats that you fill in there. What are the people that are around you in your masterpiece team? So first we'll start with your council. So just like with the analogy I gave, it's like a round table of people that have complementary genius that helps you move forward faster and also stay true to who you are and stay true to the goals and values of your forever business. So there's two parts of your council, and the exciting thing is the masterpiece team technology will give you personalized information to help you based on your personality, based on your genius path, to help you fill in the people in your council. And there's two parts of it. Number one, you've got the mentors in your council. So these are people that have achieved amazing things, and the cool thing is this can be people who are alive or people who have passed. Either way, they're people that they've accomplished amazing things with at least one of the genius numbers in your genius path. So you can see what each of the genius numbers in your path looks like when they're expressed at a really high level. That's number one. Number two is the allies. So these could be the people around you that you interact with frequently, and they help you, again, stay on your genius path. They help you move on it faster, and ultimately it's a strong support structure for you. Okay. Other one is community. So this is the greater, you got your allies, you got your mentors, and the community. So this is, of course, about finding the people that resonate with your mission, shared values, and many differences, but all working towards a similar shared vision. Okay. And an interesting note, too, before we continue the next videos, one of the most powerful and underrated things about community that I've seen is that when there's this idea that what goes around, like it says right here, what goes around comes around. Well, it comes back around, I guess it says. So there's this idea that what you give out comes back, okay? And on one side of the extreme, it's okay, you can just give, never think about return, and somehow the good things will keep coming your way. That's on one side of the spectrum. On the other side of the spectrum, there's basically zero trust in anything coming your way, and it's like, okay, if I give, then I've got to receive right away, otherwise it's just a waste. Okay, so it's very extreme point of views. So one of the interesting things, so one of the interesting things too is when you find the right community, which this module is all about, both on a big scale and both on a small scale. Maybe it's the 10 people around you, the 10 close allies. And when you find the right community with the same values, the same focus, and the same strengths, what happens is you know that you're all aligned on a deep level. So regardless of where you were in that previous example, it gives more confidence to be able to give to that community without having to know when it's going to come back to you right away, because ultimately you're giving to people that are aligned with your values, your vision, and your strengths, and there's just no way that synergy can't come back to help you in your forever business. So the reason why I share this is because usually there's a split of like the heart, the neurons want to just give and never think about receiving because it's just natural at our core level. If we didn't have to focus on money, if we didn't have to focus on food or shelter, we just, it's a natural thing for us to give. So that's usually one thing that people feel on some level or have felt in their life. And the other thing, though, is the left brain, which is up here, and it's like, well, we still got to make money, we still got to run this business, we still got to do all these different things. So there's usually this kind of like tug of war that happens between giving and then also needing something back right away. So the nice thing, and that's what I want to just invite you to consider this throughout this module, is that when you find the right community or a couple communities that are aligned to these things, it allows more confidence to give. And maybe you don't know when it's going to come back. Maybe it doesn't ever. But I know from my experience and what I've gone through, I definitely know that when I'm in more giving uh, mode, whether it's information, whether it's a comment, whether it's whatever it is, when things are flowing, opportunities flow back for me. And it's not usually the same people. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But I'm like in the flow with life. That's what it feels like. So, and a little hint too. So like people who have fours are here to experience both sides of that and ultimately come into a place where they're really, really sharing things. So that's what I just want to share with you is like something to keep in mind, that as you go through this and you really dial into your allies and your community and your mentors, it's kind of like that can tell the brain, the left side of the brain at least, to just relax and just allow yourself to give when it feels right, when the GPS method is telling you to give, when your heart feels open and light. And just what I've seen with myself, and I'm sure you've experienced this at times too, and what we've definitely seen in the case studies is that when a person's operating like that, they're ultimately operating in the green. And the more they're operating the green, the more blue energy comes through, and ultimately it's a peaceful thing. It's being at peace with effortless growth on autopilot. So that's a thing to consider, and I'll see you in the next video.